Ketron EventX Studio environment. How to use Ketron EventX in Studio. If you want to use Ketron EventX in Studio, you must have proper setting on Ketron Event. You must have project, like I have here, Cubase project, and you should have template or script that is going to allow you communication between Ketron Event and Cubase. Now, let me explain you how that works. Okay. We will start with setting on Ketron EventX. I will go to menu, to MIDI, and port connection. This is engaged, check mark you can see on keyboard. This is my setting that I'm using for my studio recording. You can copy that setting. And I will exit from here and go to utility. In utility, in clocking, I will put check mark on in. It means now I am ready to establish connection between Ketron EventX and my Cubase. Actually, Ketron is ready for synchronization. Now in Cubase, I will go to Transport, Project Synchronization Setup, Destination, and choose MIDI Gadget. That is my Ketron EventX. You will be able to see this only if your Ketron is connected with USB cable and if you already did go to menu, MIDI, port connection, and engaged keyboard check mark. Now you are able to see this and you can just choose destination MIDI gadget. Now it means that Cubase is going in charge of Ketron Event. Now, which other settings I have here? I will go to menu, to MIDI, and then I will go to edit. Now, I am receiving messages on channel number 10, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11, 12. As well, 2, 13, 14, 4, and 1. As you can see, corresponding instruments are here. Drums 10, loop 9, bass 5, chord 1, 2, 3 is 6, 7, 8, chord 4, 5, 11, 12, and now voice is 2, 13, 14, drawbar 4, and my global channel number 1, I am sending, actually I am connected to Ketron EventX with my SLMK2 Novation through USB connection. That's why I need that global channel to make sure that I can send all proper messages that I need to control Ketron EventX from SLMK2. That is reserved for global channel 1. Global channel number 16 I'm using to sending messages from my songbook to Ketron EventX. Now, let me see what do I have in routing. Same like factory. Nothing changed, shift, nothing changed, filtering, nothing engaged. In sending messages, I have same MIDI channels, but not all of them, just main channels that I'm using to send messages that I need to control variations, to record variation of the style. 10, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, number 2, and other is on off. That is what I need. Drums, groove, loops, I need here bass, chord 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and solo section, voice 1. So, and in routing is same, shifting, I have just on voice 1 plus 12 because of the way how I am using my controller. I want to make sure that I am recording same octave with my solo section. That's why I have plus 12 here. Now, that is my setting that I have here in Ketron Event. Now let me go to Cubase. In Cubase, I have MIDI tracks, and every MIDI track has own MIDI channel, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, and solo section MIDI channel number 2. Everything is same like on my setting that I have on Event. Every MIDI channel, but every MIDI channel is filtered. And I have track filtering that I showed you in my several videos earlier, how to do track filtering, or I can use in Cubase 13 project filtering if I choose P. Now, whatever is input and output, it will be filtered only for that channel, MIDI channel. So that is about filtering. Why I need filtering? I need filtering to make sure that I'm recording only one instrument on channel separately, each channel, each instrument. Now, when everything is here done, I have synchronization engaged, I have necessary tracks, I did do my filtering, now I can press recording. Now I can record material, but on my channel here where it says style, I will just go and choose 16-bit. Look at that. If I choose 16-bit, okay, that is 16-bit, here 5, 16-bit 6. As you can see on my screen, I have 16-bit. I have style. Actually, I'm controlling styles and tempo and synchronization from Ketron. And I'm using MIDI patterns. Because with Ketron EventX, you can get synchronization only if you are using MIDI patterns. If you are using real instruments, live guitars, you cannot get it. But now, if you are using MIDI pattern and drums, everything is in charge of Cubase. Cubase is controlling Ketron. But Ketron is actually, when Cubase start Ketron is now presently during recording controlling live guitar. This is a great idea. And that guitar is going to be in synchronization by the time I am controlling everything from Cubase and recording. But what I have to do now, I have to, if I want to record this guitar, I have to output that guitar and record it in audio format because Ketron is not capable to record live instrument and real instrument in MIDI format because those are loops. But Ketron has a really big problem at this moment. Ketron is not able to control synchronization of real and live instruments simple because it doesn't have option to do so. Ketron did have option on SD90 to control 50% of all those instruments, even if they are live instruments or real instruments. Some of them Ketron were able to control, some of them not. And I pointed to that problem to control a couple months ago. They are working very hard, and I think they will do something about that in future. But still, they didn't do anything about that yet. So, but as I mentioned, they are working very hard. They have to see how did that work on SD90. So on the same way, it should work here. And how that worked. Like every another VST instrument, or every another instrument, you must be able to leave some track of recording that you can use to control behavior of instrument. You cannot record MIDI notes if you are using loops, but you can control some track that can control loop. So like with VST instruments, you can decide which kind of guitar you want to have, which kind actually of chord, major, minor, diminished, seventh, and you can control tempo. Just with this track that will send some messages that will allow you to use them as a control. Now, Event doesn't have that. And there is now big mistake and big problem that should be solved. It is not just option, any option. It is must-have option. If you are claiming to be somebody who is the best in field of using loops and real chords and real instrument, then you have to finish your job. Then you must be able to control them as well if you are using them in studio to control at least synchronization and tempo. And then what is missing in Ketron Event, but we have in SD90, we don't have output 3 and 4. Those outputs would allow us that we can actually record in audio format live guitar beside of recording of MIDI tracks in real time separately by the time actually you are performing. So that's why they should put back option that we had in SD90, output 3 and 4. It is great option, and it should be in Ketron EventX as well. Some kind of missing things. Now we are, when we are thinking about this, now we can compare. Look at that. PA5 is missing some functions that we had in PA4. That is same with Ketron. Ketron X is missing function that we had in SD90. I just mentioned them. Now, let us continue. I just went a little bit out of focus. Focus of this video is how to use instrument in studio recording. Now, when we have all those settings, now when we want to do some studio recording, I will just show you how it works. Now we know which setting do we have. Now I'm going to just engage count in and press G major and just press recording and wait. Okay, let me see why we don't have, why cannot we hear music and everything? Why is there only bass guitar? Let me stop, because I did something previously with my keyboard. Okay, because everything is down. I have to put it up. Okay, now we will do that again. Nothing is wrong. It is just potentiometers. They were down. Okay, let me try to record that again. Now you can hear that. We can hear sound. Now we can press recording. Okay, now we got recording. We can see separate tracks. And Ketron has great synchronization if we are working with MIDI patterns. So whatever you can do on Korg, whatever you can do on Yamaha, if you are using MIDI patterns, you can do on Ketron. Excellent, without any problem, and it sounds great. So Ketron is a great tool if you want to use it in studio, and if you are planning to use MIDI patterns. What I told earlier about live instruments and guitars, that was just one thing that we wanted to tell Ketron to think about. That is bonus that we can get if they solve problem of synchronization. But anyway, if you want to use Ketron on the same way like you are using Korg or Yamaha in recording MIDI patterns, you will get great result. Everything with just one template. One template in Ketron. Actually, I'm using 3 templates, but what I meant when I told you one template in Ketron. If you go to menu, if you go to MIDI, if you go to standard, if you have settings that I showed you here, port connection, then utility, I have clocking. I don't need now clocking if I want to listen material, and we will listen it. Now in edit, I showed you which setting I have in receiving messaging, sending messages. Now we want to listen material that I recorded. Listen that. Okay, I have some funny sounding here in solo. I did something with my wheel, a pitch wheel, so I'm going to record that part again. Now I'm going to listen this and record just my solo section. Let me do so. Okay, I have to stop it and I have to engage recording on proper track. Now. Okay, I did play solo. I forgot chord progression because I had that chord progression. I just forgot which kind of chord progression I tried to fit. Now and I will listen to that part. As you can hear, we have separate recording, drums, bass, chorus, now remember, everything is in MIDI format. Now we can change instruments, we can change tempo, we can change key, we can do whatever we want to do. We can even change we can change event and use some other instrument or virtual instruments. Now if we want, when we finish our job in editing, playing whole song, then we can just record that in audio format, everything together or separately. If we want to record separately, if you are using Ketron EventX, you have to solo every instrument and record it on separate audio track. But if you want to record everything together, just now I'm going to record everything together on one audio track. Now everything is in audio format, and now I will mute MIDI tracks and we will listen audio format. Why is louder? I have a limiter. And I have a little bit of multi-band. Now, as you can hear, difference between MIDI and audio track, I can just here mute, listen to MIDI or audio. MIDI. Audio. Ketron is a really great instrument. In studio you can use it if you are working with MIDI, recording separate MIDI channels. And you can see this setting can help you because it's very successful. It works without any problem. There is no problem with synchronization. There is no problem with freezing of keyboard. There is no problem with strange notes. There is no problem with anything. It works perfectly well. And it works, you don't need any MIDI interface. You don't need anything. You just need USB cable and you don't need even driver. No need for driver, no need for anything. Ketron is an excellent companion for you if you want to use it for live performing and in studio. And whatever I mentioned related to live instruments, I didn't want to sound bad or just I wanted to emphasize that there is even possibility to get more from that instrument just if Ketron solve some things related to that instrument, and they should see again my video that I send them. I guess so they will see that, and they should think about idea to put back all those functions that are necessary to have in instrument that have functions that presently don't work on how it should work. Have a great day. See you in my next video. And please, if you have any comment, put some comments and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next video.